Hokey cokey. So it is. It's Wednesday. It's not Thursday. It's Wednesday. It's the 27th of June. So first of all, apologies that you have got myself and Raspin tonight. James Yates from Australia actually messaged me this morning and apologised that he wouldn't be able to get on because he's been ill and he wanted to sleep it off, which is absolutely fair enough because if he was on, it would mean him getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I spoke to Raz this morning and said, how about we do a bit of a Q&A with you guys, like no holds barred, fire questions at us. Anything that we do know, we can obviously tell you. Anything that we don't, obviously we can't. And then obviously the reason that we've changed the date is that because England are playing tomorrow. Scotland are not in the competition. Scotland will never be in the competition. England are playing tomorrow night against Belgium. And even though it's a bit of a dead rubber because we've already qualified, it's still a match, and we have to watch these matches. We have to support our fellow people. And before we crack on, commiserations to Germany. I have shed a tear. I can't remember how many box of tissues I've actually got through tonight. But yeah, I'm going to find it quite hard to talk tonight, to be honest, because everybody likes the Germans. And right, anyway, so I went live in the group in Australia yesterday. Basically, I'm not apologising for being quiet, but you guys know a lot that's gone on in my life the last couple of weeks. It's been tough. It's been very tough. 2 deaths from two of my friends, in quick succession, throw in between that Tara having an operation and me having to look after her, and it's been tough. But one thing that I spoke about on the live, and one thing that I want to speak about tonight before we kind of like get stuck into it all, is that it's kind of given me time to reflect on a lot of things, and it's given me time to think about like what I want to do and where I want to go, and moving forwards, like what I want to be involved with. And like everything all comes back into the middle of direct sellers. And I look at what some people have done in the past, and I look at what some people are doing now with regards to jumping ship, joining new companies, quitting, resigning, everything else like that. And I think to myself, like, and one of the things that I thought of was that even though that I haven't done a lot, and I literally haven't done a lot in the last couple of weeks, I've sent a few messages and I've been on calls, but I would say like in terms of like active work time, in the last couple of weeks, I've probably done no more than between an hour and 2 hours a day, which for me is shocking. Like I'm more of a, at least 6 to 10 hours of work, like working through the day. But it kind of like hit home, like how important life is, how short life is as well, but also like how fortunate that I am to be involved with something like this. And I was speaking to a guy like this afternoon, like a prospect who, like, touch wood, is going to be signing up either tomorrow or Friday. And I said to him, look, I'll be completely honest with you, I'm not making like mega money. I'm not going to tell you that in 6 months' time you can go and buy yourself a jet or a yacht, or you're going to be able to retire yourself from work, or you're going to be able to kind of travel the world from the money that you've made with direct sellers. But one thing that you can do is begin to create like a journey for yourself. You can start to create time freedom. You can start to create a little bit of financial freedom. And as I said, like I haven't done a lot, but because of the work that we've done collectively, and because of the work that I've done like with the Australians, like I earned a little bit of money. It wasn't a lot, it wasn't a massive amount of money, but it was enough to enable me to kind of like not have to stress about like going to get another job. And so like network marketing for me, I got involved with network marketing in 2013 because I saw it as an opportunity that I could I could help people on a larger scale than what I was currently doing in the fitness industry, in the personal training business, because, you know, personal training is 1-to-1 or 2-to-1, and group fitness classes is 10, 15, 20, you know, whatever else. But you're working with people on a small basis, and yes, you can improve someone's health and confidence and physique. And, you know, I put a picture up on my page today from a guy that I helped 4 years or so ago, and I helped him lose like 10 stone in 9 months. He had to do the work. Like, I told him like what he needed to eat, and I told him what he needed to do in terms of exercise, but he had to do the work. But yet with this, it's like some people expect, you know, the upline or the crossline or everyone else to do the work for them in order to be successful. And, you know, as we know, it's called network marketing, not net Anthony will do the work marketing, or not net Helen will do the work marketing. You know, we've got to put the work in. So it's a very good industry to be involved with, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And as I said, like every decision that I wanted to make, like every decision that I thought of, and everything that was coming into my head, and where I want to go and what I want to do, it all come back to direct sellers. And me and Raz have been speaking a hell of a lot over the last like couple of weeks about like what we want to do and how we can make this better and how we can push forward with it. And the people that I've already met, like you guys, and the people that I've met from the field in Australia and in America, are some of the best people that I've ever met like in my life. And we've got such a good connection with the corporate team now that I see people like cutting back, and I see people dipping their toes in other things, and I see people going and joining other companies, and then I see people that have joined another company go and join another company, and I just think to myself, oh my God, like credibility is just going to get blown out of the water. And I hit like some of the people that have gone are the same people that you've heard say, no education, there's no product, there's no holding, there's the 10-year company, there's, you know, this, that, and the other. And these are the reasons why, like, we're never ever going to go like anywhere. And for some of you, like now is just like the beginning of what you're doing. You know, now is your kind of like momentum drive. You know, I know like Helen's like the last couple of months, like really been like focusing on her business and on herself. And, you know, I've had like numerous freeway calls with her, and her business is growing. Like Greg and Carla, every single month, socials, like without fail since we started, soon to go every other week. So every 2 weeks they're going to be doing a social. Like Wayne, who's joined us tonight, he's been working hard behind the scenes, and he's got meetings in place, and he's been working hard, you know, back office stuff to get ready to go front office stuff. Jerry and Paul over in the States, again, like big success with what they're doing because it's consistency. So what we need to do, and where we've kind of like let ourselves down as a team, I think, is so many people like look at what we're doing and they look at it and think, well, Paul's not bought a customer in this week, or Raz has not bought a business partner in this week, or Helen's not done a customer for a couple of weeks. Why should I? And that's the mentality that some people have had. But if you've got that mentality, you're never going to get anywhere, because next week, Raz could go out and find 10 people. Next week, Helen could go out and find 10 people. Like next week, I could go out and find 10 people, but then you're still stuck in that rut thinking, wow, the bloody hell am I going to do that? So everyone gets involved with this for their own reasons. Like everyone's got their own why, whether it's family, whether it's financial, whether it's relationships, whether it's emotionally, whether it's, you know, whatever reason, but everyone's got a reason for getting involved with this. And I'm ready to go again. Like, hopefully, touch wood again, nothing bad happens. Apart from the fact that I was violently sick last night, so I do not know where that came from, but woke up this morning absolutely fine. Still do not know how I was violently sick, but I was. But I do, you know, I do feel in a good place. I do feel in a better place at the moment. But I'm working more smart as opposed to working hard. And we've got this event at Denby's on Saturday, and Max, and you know, I personally, and this is personally, and I know it's being recorded, but I can see everyone that's on the call, and like we're all involved. Personally, I don't think we're ready for it. Personally, I don't think it was needed. It was out of my control. It was out of our control. The corporate team didn't book it, but it's been booked. And so we've got an event on Saturday. We've got an event where Kevin's going to be there. We've got an event where Austin's coming over as well. So if you are about on Saturday, try and get there. You know, I understand that it is a Saturday, and I understand that it's the summer, and I understand that some people are away and some people can't get babysitters and some people have got plans already, and that's absolutely fine. And I've got a lot to feed back with Kevin. Trust me, I've got a lot to feed back with Kevin because, as I said, if it was down to me, like, I wouldn't do it. I think it's wrong. Bad timing is wrong timing. We need to get other things sorted first. But we've got to go with it. So we're going to be there Saturday, and I'm hoping it's going to be a good event. So for those of you that were on the call at 8 o'clock with Kevin, I just want to run through some of the things that he announced. And then I'll swing it over to Mr. Anthony Raspin. So basically, we've still got a few more days left of the 6 for the price of 3. So that runs up until Saturday night, where you can get 6 bottles for the price of 3. So that continues to run until Saturday or Sunday morning at 5 o'clock, I think it is. I'm sure it runs until midnight Eastern Standard. But the incentive that they've now put in place for July, which also starts tomorrow, so you've got a few days of running both side by side. If you enroll 10 partners or customers or a combination of both, so that could be 5 and 5, 6 and 4, 7 and 3, whatever, enroll 10 partners or customers or a combination of both, you'll get an additional £400 paid for by the company. If you do 20, you'll get an additional £1,500. So everyone's got the chance to earn an additional £2,000, £1,900, £2,000 in July. Now, I'm not going to turn around and say, let's all go and do it, because, we've had promotions before, we've had offers before, and, for some people, going and getting 10 people, whether it is customers or brand partners or a combination of both, in a calendar month is going to be tough. But set yourself a target. Set yourself daily goals for July, starting from tomorrow. How many conversations are you going to have? How many people are you going to send information to on a daily basis? How many 3-way calls are you going to aim for per week? So if your target for the end of July is to get 10 customers or 10 brand partners in, or a combination of both, then I would probably be looking at having conversations with 3 to 5 people a day, maybe more throughout the month of July. And I would probably look at having at least 2 to 3 3-way calls per week, because customers, not always do you need 3-way calls, but if you wanted someone on a 3-way call, you can do. But for brand partners, as Kevin mentioned it again there, it's that whole edification. It's that, right, I'm going to bring you on the phone now and introduce and edify. And it doesn't need to be myself or Raz. It doesn't need to be an upline. Use someone who you get on with, or use someone that you feel has got credibility. It doesn't always have to be upline. It can be your downline. It can be your sideline. It can be someone in another team. It can be someone in another country if you wanted it to be. But it's always good, especially if you're not that confident and comfortable talking on the phone to someone, have them on there, because they got your back. You literally introduce and they'll do the rest of it. So 3-way calls is a great thing. So let's see what we can do in July. Let's see what we can do. And Kevin's working hard to get us exclusive. I want to sit down with him on Saturday, away from everyone, and just talk to him about a few things and a few issues and a few bits and pieces. But what he does know is that there's loyalty in this team. You know, that there's stickability in this team, and I know that we haven't had the success that maybe that we thought we'd have, or the success that they thought they'd have, but they're trying. You know, and we can't knock them for that. They're trying to give us everything that they can. There's, as I said, there's a few bits and pieces that I want to speak to him about regarding like prices and packages and other bits and pieces, but you know, that's a conversation that I can have with him there. So that is the promo for July. The details of New Orleans also got announced as well. So it's going to be at the Joy Theatre. The Joy Theatre in New Orleans, and Tanner's managed to get room rates at the Roosevelt, which is a Waldorf Astoria, for $139 a night. At the moment, I believe, and this is not confirmed, but I believe she's got those prices for the Friday and the Saturday, but she's working on getting them for the Thursday and the Sunday. Don't think you need, if you're going to go, don't think you need to stay there, by the way, either. If you want to, you know, go and find a cheaper hotel, go and find another hotel that's a bit further out that's going to suit you. Don't feel that you have to stay in that hotel. Look where the Joy Theatre is and then kind of plan it. Look at room sharing, look at like bigger room options as well if you wanted to kind of like keep the cost down. So that is that for the 6th and the 7th of September. Raz, I'm going to throw it over to you just so if you want to add anything on that. And then, as I said, like we'll use tonight as an open Q&A because like James, unfortunately, was sick. So this has kind of been pretty much put together at last minute, really.
Yeah, Sam, cheers, Paul. Yeah, just, I mean, you said most of it, what we've come across from tonight's call with Kevin. And just a few things what I picked up on what Kevin said. I like the idea that as a club, as a sort of like the 3 countries that are open at the moment, that it grew by 10% as well, which is always great. That it is actually building, and he did also say that there's going to be some tweaks to our programs as well, which he's going to announce on Saturday. So obviously, we have mentioned to him before about how we can do get the packages a little bit better and more value. So he's gonna actually sort that out as well, which will be great. Let us know. And he just sort of like made sure about getting dual team and 3 customers, because that's your money back and no overheads. And if we can duplicate that down by following his 4 key step system, which is basically keeping it simple and duplicatable, which is introducing them to the club, informing them what it's about, and then edifying your upline, and then enrolling them and making sure that you finish off with that question, are you ready to get started today? And there's so many of us probably don't ask that final question even at, like when you go to these socials. And I think it is a key question that a lot of us don't. So we're kind of hoping that they ask us what to do next. So we've got to basically ask them. And I think you've covered most of it, Paul. And I think it's just around about keeping around the campfire as well, keeping in touch with the UK Titans group and just listening to when the calls are and getting on it. Even if you don't feel as though that you're doing no out there, keep in touch, because if you don't even keep in touch, then you probably ain't going to go and start speaking about it. But just follow the easy system, keep talking about it and take daily action, keep consistent. And I like the way how Kevin and Tanner and Trillock, they are relating everything back to us, not just you as well. They're sort of like sending me same things as well, Paul. So it tends to sort of like give you, they've got your back and they are doing everything behind the scenes to make this work for us. And we know we've got a couple of issues with wine, but they are going to get that sorted. And I think it's down to us. And like I mentioned to you before this morning, the fact is, I mean, I think I enrolled 21 people before there was any wine here, because I was asking them about the opportunity. And now the wine's here, it's sort of like, all right, I slowed down a little bit. So it's down to us all to get back out there and just ask the question and get excited and definitely have fun and don't beat yourself up about it. You keep around that campfire, and then I think the culture within our team will then take you to have them conversations with the public out there in the marketplace. So there's obviously that July bit of competition. So with our own little group, we can sort of like, I've got another one of these. This is actually Ellen's. I don't think Ellen will mind that I'll raffle this one. Only joking, Ellen. I've got 2. Don't you worry about that. She's moving. So yeah, we may as well throw this one in. Is whether does sort of like introduce the most VIP customers and brand partners combined. We'll get this signed off Austin this weekend, and we'll also, Paul doesn't know this, we'll probably throw a 50 quid voucher in as well for someone to go out for a meal, and me and Paul will attend that as well. So it'll be worth winning. Or it will be for this book signed plus a meal for two with me and Paul as well, which we'll pay for. So it gives a little bit of an incentive for the team as well to, I don't know, just have a bit of bragging rights to say that you probably won a little local competition within. And you can probably take that out to your marketplace by saying, look, I've just been entered into a competition. You couldn't help me out, could you? And this is where you can get into a conversation to start it all going. I could win a meal for two. I can win a signed autograph book by Austin. And it could sort of like get you into a conversation that you maybe wouldn't normally do. But like Paul said, if you can get there this weekend, Austin's there, Kevin's there, then if you personally can't go and you've got team members, get on phone to them and just say, look, do your best to get there because it's really important. And you can ask her the questions. They're going to be there for a couple of days. I mean, around London area anyway. So it's a great time to get into them and find out what you need to know and stuff like that. So, but all's good, Paul. I think I believe that it is moving forward. And like I say, I am still personally as well really excited with it all as well. And I think it's just time for us to get back to work and really, really get out there and put it out to everybody what we've got, because we've got our own wine club, which we can sort of put out there to everybody. So let's just go for it.
Right, who's got a question? Who wants to go first? So this is literally your call tonight. If there are no questions, that is it. All done. Right, Carla and Greg, go for it.
Right, two questions. So the first one, speak to Kevin. Can you ask about the rosé one? Is that coming soon? We do get asked a lot about rosé.
Yeah, I'll make a note of that.
And secondly, for Saturday, what are the timings and details for Denby's?
We know that. It's the criteria.
I know, because, yeah, about the criteria. So, but what are the timings?
We know that.
I personally think that I don't think there is any criteria anymore. I haven't had that for certain, but if there is criteria, then it's going to be a very small meeting. Put it that way. I'm just trying to find the dates. So 10 o'clock, 10 till 11, Discover DC, and then 11 till 12:30 is the business training. So unless it's changed, it's like 10 till 12:30.
Right, okay. Magic.
Thank you.
Right. Well, thank you,
No
Brad.
problem. Who has got a question?
I'll ask you one, Paul, when you're ready.
Go for it.
A couple of quickies. Following on from the rosé comment, I'm sure you've been asked this before, and forgive me, and hello everybody, it's the first time I've been on one of these Zooms. Having only just worked out technology-wise how to actually use things. I am a Luddite at this, having said that. Following on from that, Prosecco. I'm sure it's been asked a million times, along with rosé, are we ever going to have a line, a brand of Prosecco that we can offer?
We had you was out in Vegas, wasn't you?
Indeed I was, yes, I enjoyed it. Met you lovely men there and Mr. Raspin himself.
We tried there was a Prosecco in the wine tasting, but from what I can remember, it was from an outside company, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah, I don't know, because again, they did mention that Prosecco and Rosé was coming. I'm going to message Trillock when I get off this call tonight and just ask him if he's heard anything or if he can give me any updates.
Okay, I'll tell you why I ask. I mean, I won't go into the detail on here, but you know what we're doing back office stuff with all the landing pages, lead magnets, all the Facebook advertising that we're about to start doing in the third and fourth quarter of the year. That said, that's going to lead us into Christmas. Christmas is a big fizz time. One of our target markets from a corporate target on Facebook adverts is going to be hairdressers. And they're just Prosecco mental, you know. It's a biggie for us, and it's a good one as a lead magnet that we can use to actually get in there. So that's that. And I appreciate, this is my final question to you. Whilst asking all these questions, you know, I'm actually not in your line, because for those that know Emma Mackins, I was recruited by Emma Mackins, who is obviously very big in crypto now and taken that road and that journey. Not for me. I'm happy doing what I'm doing here with the wine thing, and I'm happy to come on these Zooms with you guys and not with you guys. And I think Paul, Mr. Raspin, yourself said it. You know, this is our group, and I'm liking what I'm seeing here. It's my first time. Hello again, everybody. And I'd like to lock arms with you guys, and I'm happy to share what I'm going to be doing in the future, and you know, do it using yourself, Paul, as you know, because I've invited you down there. So those are my questions, and I'm going to stop there.
Brilliant, thank you. Appreciate you getting on, Wayne, as well. I'm looking forward to coming up and seeing you as well very soon. Right.
Okay, smash it.
Who has got the next question? Has anyone got any questions?
There's just a question in chat, Paul. Can you see it? From Ronnie.
Yeah, no, that's not a question.
All right, mate. Where is it? Oh, yes, I just saw it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last.
Cool. Yeah, has anyone else got anything? So, like I said, like tonight was a bit of a lastminute.com with our scheduled speaker. Unfortunately, not able to make tonight's call. Going forward for, well, what's the next? July is the next month. Jesus. Ross George is going to be on next week, next Thursday. So we go back to Thursdays again. Ross George is going to be on the Thursday. I'm waiting for James to get back to me again about the 12th. The 19th is Andrew and Shirley. And then the 26th is Stoyer from Australia. So they're your 4 speakers for July. And then I will start getting busy into August. If anyone's got someone that they want me to speak to, or they want me to get back, whether it's Nina or Austin or PJ or Jerry or, you know, anyone, let me know. Because I'm fairly certain that they'll all want to be involved. As always, like every month, I'd like one of you guys to jump on and share your story if you want. It doesn't always have to be a training, because I think it's important that people in the team hear from people in the team. You know, it's always great to hear from the corporate side. It's always hear from the people that are earning like the big money and, you know, the top of the income charts. But it's always just as important to hear from us, you know, like why we got started, what got us excited about it, what's our journey, where have we come from, where do we want to go. So if anyone wants to step forward and do that, again, let me know. Any more questions or anything else that you want me to add or cover?
Yes, please, Paul.
Go for it.
Just a quick one. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I was thinking about during the week, maybe setting a time, like I've got a Zoom account like most people have, and like setting up an hour every evening, and we do like sort of a blitz session. So I'm happy to sort of sit there every night during the week, and if people want to join me and have a focused time to get some messages out there and that kind of thing, if that's useful, if that works.
It's a good idea. My advice, number one, probably not do it for an hour, and definitely don't do it every day, because what happens then is that you've kind of given up an hour every night of your time, and if no one's getting on, potentially you can get disheartened and unmotivated, whatever else. So it may be worth doing it once a week to start off with.
Yeah.
And then there's
like half an hour or something.
Yeah. And then there's no reason why if you create like a smaller group within the group, that, you know, I know like Denny and Carl and Helen have been doing their like power mornings, as you know what they're doing. So there's no reason why, you know, if you wanted another group that between the hours of this and this, you jump on a Zoom and you just talk about daily activities. I remember when I was in my first company, I was part of a LID group. It was called like a Leadership and Influencer Development Group. And every single evening at 5 o'clock, I think it was, there was like 25 of us in this group, and we all got on, and our mentor just literally zipped around the group, similar to what we do in the accountability group. But every night we had to zip through how many people we talk to, any successes, any results, any wins, any losses. What am I going to do tomorrow? And then every night she would finish with a 5-10 minute spiel. So if you want to do that with a group of people, and if anyone want to be part of that, then great. But don't always, and this goes out to everyone, don't always get on a call like that and say, I spoke to 25 people today, if you haven't. If you have a day where you've not spoken to anyone, just say it, because at the end of the day, no one's judging anyone. And there will be days, like I said at the beginning of the call, like the last 2 weeks, I've pretty much done nothing, didn't do a lot at all. But that's life, and life goes on. So that would be my advice, really, is to start it, keep it small, and if it gets busy, and once your team starts growing a lot more as well, then you may find that those blitz sessions are with your team and a few others around you as well.
Alrighty, cool. Thank you.
No problem. Anyone else got a question? Nope. Hokey cokey. So, all right then, we'll call it there. But just to recap from the President's call with Kevin then, so 10 brand partners, customers, combination of both throughout the month of July, starting from tomorrow, is an additional £400 in your bank. And if you do 20, it's an additional £1,500. So that's a total of £1,900. Remember, you have got tomorrow and then Saturday and into Sunday morning until 5 o'clock for people to take advantage of the 6 for 3 offer. Any brand partner that comes in before Sunday at midnight, their July auto ship will also be $54.95 compared to $89.95. Denby's event on Saturday, 10 o'clock until 11:30, 12 o'clock. So it's not going to be an all day. It's going to be a morning event. But as I said, it's your chance. If you can get there. Speak to Kevin, speak to Austin, and see what we can do. Helen, got a question?
Yeah, I have got a question. So do the VIP customers relate to your direct downline, i.e. your level 1, or could it be your level 2 or level 3 as well? So I'm thinking VIP customer, so wine tasting I did last week, they want to sign up, they're getting they want to get their 3 for free really quickly. Now, I have had a conversation with them about joining the business. With that 10 VIPs incentive, it's worth their while joining the business because they'll recoup their money and double it in July. So is that correct?
The 10, they would need to be 10 of your customers.
Right. Okay. So they would. Okay. So I have to have 10 that I have personally sponsored into the business.
Yeah, whether it's a customer or a brand partner or a combination of both.
Okay.
However, obviously, if you then go and help customers get customers, then it's the £18.
Yeah, of course. Okay, that's fine. No problem.
And then also the other bit that I missed was if you personally enroll 3, I didn't write this down, so apologies, but if you roll...
I've got the slides, I screenshotted them, so I can put them in our group anyway, if you like.
Cool, yeah, I'm fairly certain it was like, if you bring 3 brand new brand partners in, then you're going to get paid on, is it that 3 levels, is that right?
Yeah, but weren't they to do with your 10 or your 20 as well? You had to have 3 personal, but you had to make them up with make the 10 or 20 with the others.
Did the call get recorded tonight, presumably by call?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So
okay, thank you.
As well. Yeah, I mean, like Raz said, I know we keep saying it, but we just got to get to work, and I've got to get to work, and Raz has got to get to work, and we've all got to get to work. If I want this to work, I have to make this work, and if Raz wants this to work, he has to make this work. There's people in the team at the moment that are not doing anything, never been on a call, never attended an event, never looked at a slide, and then they'll moan that, well, this is not working. Well, really. So, you know, it's down to us to go and create the success and to, like Raz said, have fun with it. You know, that's the biggest thing that we can do is have fun with this. Yes, we've had setbacks and drawbacks, and yes, it hasn't been as smooth as what we maybe thought it would be, but I do think that we're coming to the end of that phase now, and I do think that we're going to come out a lot happier and in a lot stronger position. Yes, there's still a few little bits and pieces that I would like to change if we can, but we can't. There's no point waiting and sitting around. We just got to go for it, and you know, let's see what we can do. You know, that's all we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let's close tonight out. Let's close tomorrow night out. Let's have a good day Saturday. And then Sunday, obviously, 1st of July, let's go for it. Let's you know, I'm not going to put any pressure on anything, but let's see what we can do. Let's work together. Let's get some three-way calls, and let's see if we can have our most productive month, like for a long time, and prove to ourselves that we can do it. But let's show people that have decided to sit back, drop out, quit, leave, go elsewhere, that Direct Sellers is the company to be with. Because, you know, I've said this so many times, like, I'm never, ever going anywhere unless they stop making wine or unless Direct Sellers goes out of business. I'm not going anywhere. And I get pitched every single day by all sorts of companies, and I've got absolutely no intentions of going anywhere. If you want to lose weight, like, move more and eat less. You do not need a wonder shake. Trust me on that one. So that is it. That will do us tonight. 40 minutes. As I said, apologies for changing the day, but Anthony said that he wanted to go to the pub tomorrow, and I'm scared of doing the calls without him. So England play tomorrow, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Do not miss it. So England, Belgium tomorrow night. We'll be back on Monday with the opportunity call.
Now I'm angry. I am not going to the pub, Paul Gillingham. Remember, Dean, next month, this and 50 quid. Win it.
Where are we going for dinner anyway, by the way?
Never you mind. Just make yourself available. This and 50 quid team from me and Paul.
So are you coming down to me, or have I got to come up to you?
We'll go whether wins it. We'll go to theirs, and let's hope somebody wins it in Canada.
Right, cheers guys, have a good evening, and I'll see some of you on Saturday, and we'll touch base with you again over the weekend. Thank you.
Thanks guys, bye bye.
Bye all.
Thank you.